Well, good evening there, pipe pals and gals. It is I, the Holy Smoking Pipe Padre, and just starting a little pipe here. With a new tool, which I got from my very good dear friend Hermaninator. This beautiful pipe tool, tamper tool, beautiful tool. I'll say thank you, Herman. And in his honor, I'm smoking some very rich and flavorful dark twist. I'm also listening to Miserere by Allegri, Psalm 51. Very powerful psalm, which is traditionally chanted or recited on Friday mornings in the Matin service, the morning prayer service. Psalm 51. Psalm of David. Anyway, this is a video response to Jay, one of his more provocative videos. He asks the question, what are you? What are you? Not who are you, but what are you? Well, I have to say, I have given this quite a bit of thought. Excuse me, I'm going to get a little bit of water to cool things down here. It's not so much the pipe tobacco as burning hot, but I had some hot food a couple of days ago and it scorched the inside of my, gums. And so they're been a little blistered. So probably not a really great idea smoking a pipe, but I haven't had a pipe for a couple of days, and so I thought I would indulge myself. So, pondering that question, what are you? I could say, well, I am a Catholic. I guess I'm a Christian. I'm a human being. I'm a priest. I'm a pipe smoker. Whatever, whatever you say, what are you? I'm an American. But I think, obviously, the question he's looking for, or at least the question I'm trying to answer, is a lot different. By the way, Giacomo Mora, if you haven't seen his response to this, was excellent. And I don't have it completely memorized, so I'm not going to try and botch it by trying to re-quote him, but I think it's a Tibetan monk he heard it from, given to him by some Muslim friend, and then I'm a Catholic and I told him I liked it, so he thought that was kind of interesting. But it's an interesting answer, and a lot shorter than mine's going to be. So what am I? Well, I thought about this in some detail, and I wanted to not just say, well, fill in the blank, what am I, and fill in the blank, but why am I that? And I started thinking, well, what is the underlying common denominator throughout my life, that I can remember? What is it that floats my boat? What is the one characteristic that I look back in my life of 55 years and say, well, this seems to be a consistent theme in my life? For some people, they'd say, well, I don't know if I have that kind of a thread running through my life, Well, as I thought about it, I said, well, if I had to use one word to describe what I am, I think, pardon me, what am I? I would say that I am a searcher. Now, you could have said, well, maybe you could say seeker. Well, maybe so. But I'm a searcher. And the reason why I know that to be true is because when something captivates me, something really gets my attention, something really speaks to me, I'm going to want to learn as much as I can about it, whether that's formal education or maybe just getting to know another person. But I'm going to start searching things out. And once I've decided that I'm going to go in this direction, whatever the direction is, it's pretty much hard to stop me. And throughout my life, I've always had this tendency, maybe it's a characteristic, I don't know, character flaw. I'd have to say that I'm sitting here today because I'm a searcher. Obviously, I wasn't born a Catholic priest. I wasn't even a Catholic at the time. Found this black shirt at Goodwill and it seemed to fit, so I kind of showed up and said, hey. No, just kidding. Pipe smoking. I remember as a young boy being enthralled and intrigued when my brother Earl would come home and smoke his pipe. And I wanted to learn more about the gentle art of pipe smoking. I remember going to the library when I was a young boy, maybe 12. And at that time, that's when smoking pretty much was already on the outs. You know, all smoking was seen as, bad, and you didn't want to encourage kids, especially kids, to start smoking. But I thought, well, there might be a book on pipes and pipe tobacco and, again, how to smoke a pipe. Well, I remember going to the library and I was scolded by the librarian. She kind of rolled her eyes like, well, why do you want to read something about smoking? That's bad for you. You'll shoot your eye out. Anyway, so, but because I was a searcher, I mean, I didn't start smoking a pipe when I was 12. But years later, when I was 17, I joined the Marines first time, and I was finally on my own. Well, hey, guess what? I started smoking a pipe. Joining the Marine Corps itself was something that I searched out. Most kids in my time were kind of post-Vietnam, and joining the military was not cool. But I wanted to learn all about the Marine Corps. That's what I was in, that was my passion when I was, 16 and a half, 17 years old, joining the Marine Corps. So I've been somebody who's searched things out. And most of the time, it's been a good adventure. It's led me in good places, met good people. However, there have been some things that I have searched out that aren't good. They have got me into a modicum of trouble from time to time. And but because once I get something in my, so you say in the Marine Corps, brain housing group, and I get excited about it, and I get turned on by it, it's kind of hard to stop me. I'm just like a juggernaut. I'm going to go, and I'm going to search it out, and I'm going to find out as much as I can. and I'm going to jump in with both feet. Sometimes I don't always clearly see what I'm jumping into, but that's just the kind of person I am, and I think that's because I'm a searcher. Again, a seeker seems a little bit more, kind of, a little less committed. You know, if you lose something, you're going to search for it. A seeker can kind of just be, yeah, whatever. And again, I know I'm probably being a little bit too pedantic with my words here. But again, to me, searcher has a little bit more intensity, a little bit more commitment, at least from my perspective. Maybe seeker on yours feels like just the opposite. Maybe you feel that a seeker's more committed and more inveterate than just a searcher. I think of that movie, The Searchers. Great John Wayne movie. Maybe you ever seen that? That was a great movie. In The Searchers, you know, they're trying to find this lost girl, and you know, it looks like it's just about impossible. But old John Wayne's sitting there in the middle of a snowstorm on a horse and goes, "We'll find them. That I can guarantee you. You know, eventually we're going to find them. I guarantee you." Something like that. But another thing about a searcher too is sometimes when you search something out and you find out that maybe it's not quite what you thought it was, then what do? At the end of that movie, the Duke has to be he has to deal with the fact that what he finds isn't what he was hoping to find. But at the end, he has to readapt and accept what he has found, and find acceptance in that. And I think that's very important too. That's something that I would have to say I've had to accept, you know, in my life, because I make a commitment. You know, I hold on to something with a death grip sometimes, and sometimes I've acquired the goal, you know, and only to find at the end that, oh, this isn't exactly what I thought it was going to be. Now what do? Because now you're stuck. So that's my answer to you, Jay. You know, what are you? Well, what am I? I am a searcher. Thanks for watching.